Hey, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Arsenal versus Burnley 1-0 at the Emirates. Just my brief thoughts on this game that Arsenal just made that much more cumbersome than it should have been, that much more difficult than it should have been. And yet at the same time, there was no possibility of Burnley winning this game. Absolutely none. They could have played 46 times and they would have lost all 46 of those times, because the only danger, if you could even call it that, was Hannibal and the parking lot shots. That was pretty much it. That was basically it for Burnley. Yeah, they looked good defensively. They were very compact and organized. And Arsenal's had somewhat of a difficult time. I don't know, a couple of chances, several chances, if I want to be honest. The ones that looked like they should have gone in were Trossard hitting the post, and in the second half, Odegaard, man, after all that work, all that difficult hard work that Trossard did for you, and the beautiful center finding you all by yourself. Granted, it ended up hitting somebody for a corner kick. And then Eza, that just looked a little bit off. A little bit, there was too much hesitation with Eza. A little bit too much hesitation. He was kind of having a sleeper of a game. Odegaard was the one that was in the midfield shining a little bit more than Eza. But nonetheless, he had a couple opportunities where he ended up controlling the ball really well, spun around, shooting at goal. And then the one that he should have shot. The one that had that beautiful little bounce that we all love and could appreciate, and you just don't have to think twice to hit that ball. He ended up passing the ball, which obviously that's also what you want in a teammate, to be able to look for an open teammate. But that ball, Eza, that was all yours. And you are a specialist at that. You are a specialist at long range shots. So I don't know what happened there. But after that second half, wow, did they make it difficult for themselves. It was not only the most bland football from a first place EPL team that I've ever seen, but the lack of quality and no one stepping up to take the reins of this team and go forward. Like nobody, absolutely nobody. And that's so infuriating that Arsenal, sitting in first place, don't have a player like that. You know, the only one that's been a constant, and he's definitely got to be considered as the best player of the season, Declan Rice. What a machine, what an athlete, the physique, the stamina that this guy puts out every game, all the way to the end of the season, to be playing as if it's the first game of the season. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Rest this guy. Make sure he's getting his fluids, he's eating well, because the World Cup is coming up and they absolutely need Declan Rice. They're gonna absolutely need someone like Declan Rice. But again, nobody up front. So for me, putting in Kai Havertz instead of Gyökeres, it's basically the same thing. I see no difference in putting either of these guys. And by saying that, I think that they're equally both at that mediocre level, if that makes any sense. Gyökeres came in. I thought he instilled a lot of energy into the game. He almost got the ball away from the keeper, and has always been a champ when it comes to holding off the ball. But once again, it's commensurate and equal to Kai Havertz and what he does when he's on the pitch. You know, he's a lot more patient, a lot more calm when he's on the ball. And then he came through with that header. I mean, it looked like nobody was marking him, all the way from running up to the ball and heading the ball, and nobody there to fight the ball with him. Absolutely nobody there from Burnley to fight the ball with them. And the goal was going to come at some point. It was definitely going to come at some point. It would have been just the strangest thing to have this Burnley team that all they were doing is defending, to be able to hold up a team like Arsenal for 90 minutes. That was not going to happen. But to have just the 1-0 is appalling, and I'm not convinced. And I'm mostly not convinced that they're going to win the Champions League. Absolutely not. I don't care if they are going to win the title race, but that doesn't mean anything. That's not going to help them out one iota to be able to go up against PSG. Not one bit. Even if Timber comes back, even if Marino comes back, that's not going to help out one bit. I hope we're going to get a good game. I hope I'm completely wrong, and they're going to be up 2-0 in that first half. I really, really hope that. I hope we get the game of the century. You know, I want to be entertained. So hopefully this goes a long way, them winning the Premier League title. Hopefully. That's just me being hopeful at this point. But from what I'm seeing, very, very little does this have to do with anything that Arteta devised, any of his supposed tactical brilliance. I don't believe anything except that this guy just inherited a bunch of players and then just a whole bunch of money thrown at him to be able to pick players. That's it. I don't see him any different than company also going to a Bayern that has a substantial amount of money and the ability to choose top quality players and have those players at his disposal to be able to employ those tactics. So we'll see. I hope I'm completely dead wrong and we get a Champions League final where Arteta rolls over Luis Enrique. day. So this game was a strange one. Very strange that Arsenal would do that to themselves and not be leading the first half by 2-3-0 already. And then the Ugochukwu fall. My God, what was that? That was despicable that they didn't send Kai Havertz off. That was a send-off. That was a red card. That was such a straight red card. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going by a game-to-game basis. I don't care about the other games in the past, what's happened against Arsenal. Even in this one, there was a supposed handball from, I don't know if it was Ugochukwu or another player from Burnley. Yeah, that seemed like it was a clear handball as well. But that tackle from Kai Havertz, and there's nothing gingerly about that. He could have hurt him. He could have really put that player out for a whole year. That was appalling to see. And them not calling that a foul. I don't know what happened. But anyways, those are my thoughts on the game, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.